All right, next up, Kansas State, Iowa State. Iowa State 3-point home favorites, 51.5 the total in this game. Iowa State is the other Big 12 team, like Arizona State, that can control their own destiny. Win, and they're in the Big 12 championship game. It's that simple for Iowa State here. But Kansas State's no pushover. We know that. And that's going to – and by the way, Kansas State, they actually still have a smidgen of hope to get in the Big 12 championship game. They need losses by Arizona State, BYU, and Colorado, and they have to beat Kansas State, or then they have to beat Iowa State, and have the other three teams all lose, plus have a Baylor loss. Make sense of that if you can, to get in Kansas State. But that is a small pathway. So Kansas State, you're telling me there's a chance, right? The Dumb and Dumber line, Jim Carrey. Yeah, there is a chance for Kansas State. It's slim as fuck. It's like 1-2% chance, but it's at least a chance. But for Iowa State, it's win, and they're in the Big 12 championship. Again, be careful with this must-win. Like if Iowa State, we got to bet Iowa State. They got to win this game. Doesn't that always mean they will win? And, Kansas State is a tough team. And Iowa State hasn't, they've been just finding ways to win here. These last few, including last week against Utah on the road. And I like Rocco Becht, but, the defense hasn't been shutting it down nearly as effectively the last few weeks. They give up the 45 to Kansas. They lose to Texas Tech. Like I said, they escaped Utah last week, 31-28. K-State pummeled Cincinnati, got back on track after 2 straight losses, 41-15. It was a great game from Giddens, who ran all over Cincinnati. Avery Johnson had a mistake-free, clean game. This is not an easy game, even at home in Ames for Iowa State. Be careful with this one. I'm actually leaning K-State +3, but I don't know if I'll bet it. C-Mac, what do you think here? K-State, Iowa State.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to bet this game. I'd kind of lean that K-State could go in here and do it. Iowa State went there and beat them down. Will Howard at quarterback. Last year, there was a bunch of points in that game too. I wanted to 42-35. Lit it up. Giddens had a big game. I think he can have success. I've talked about this Iowa State defense. I think it's just okay. So I think, I'd look out. Iowa State, they're at home. You win this, but that doesn't mean, must win for them. But K-State's they've been up and down. Those bad losses, at Houston, then they come home and lay the egg to Arizona State. And they've been, Colorado win on the road, West Virginia, who's, down year, and then the shitty BYU loss earlier in the season. So just too much. I don't know what we get here at all. And the line's too short. I think they're live, though. I'd look out. Iowa State here in this game.
I'd look out, too. I'm looking at Iowa State against Cincy and Kansas. Kansas had 237 rushing yards.
On the ground. They're insane if you go through them. Yep. It's like the last 6 games,
Even though Iowa State won against Cincinnati, Cincinnati had 287 rushing yards, 141 from the quarterback, Sorsby, and 120 from Corey Kiner on the ground. And K-State is a run-first offense. You better believe it, with Giddens and what Avery Johnson can do with his legs, too. This is a scary matchup for that Iowa State run defense, which just got shredded by Kansas and Cincinnati recently. Scary. I'm telling you.
They gave it up to UCF, too.
K-State wins this game. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's why they played kind of some easy schedule early on, but those last 5 or 6 weeks, they've gotten gashed at times, that run defense. Yeah.
Which plays right into Kansas State's hands and what they want to do. All right.